Happy May, everybody. So I realize I'm recording this a day late, May 2nd. Had a busy day yesterday, but yeah, so the May energies. We are out of eclipse season, yay, but that doesn't mean that doesn't feel, or that doesn't mean like things are going to feel maybe easier in May. It kind of depends on where you are on your journey. If you've already done quite a bit of um, deep dive into relationships and healing old relationship wounds, then May could feel a little bit easier for you. But even if you have done quite a bit of work so far, like I have, I'm still feeling May is going to be a little intense for me. So the card that was picked for May was the Lovers. And when I tuned in to the meaning for us for this group for May, it's not just about romantic relationships, though those are to be considered as well. We're really being called now that in April, we were really called to practice being more of that divine parent, that divine mother and father for ourselves internally. And now we're doing that more externally. And this really has to do with relationships. So, a couple pieces to this. One is going to be to, again, look at those past relationship wounds and specifically with our family of origin, mother, father, siblings, any other family that you grew up with, and any wounds around those that need a deeper healing. And I know many of you, I can hear you. You're like, I've already done so much of this. I'm done with this. And I'm here to tell you, you're probably not done with it. And you know this by looking around at your current relationships. So this is part two. So wound healing, deeper family relationships. And, we have Mother's Day this month, and then we have Father's Day next month. So we also know if we have these wounds are fully healed, if we look around and see what our current relationships are like. So that's piece two of it. Not just to see if we still have more wounds to heal, but also to see if the relationships that we're currently in, and I don't mean just personal, but this also means professional relationships, that are they in the highest for us? Are they supporting us? Are they depleting us? And I'm hearing right now, like, we need to talk about soul agreements and relationship agreements. And some of these soul agreements are meant to last a lifetime, but many of these are not. And there's almost this like spiritual belief, if you're in kind of a really unfulfilling or difficult relationship, like I need to stay because it's a soul agreement, but that's not the case. Many times these soul agreements were meant to get the lesson, to overcome the challenge, and then we are meant to move on, to let go. And many of us are resisting letting go of relationships. I'm hearing like many of us have been resisting letting go of relationships that were meant to be let go of maybe some time ago. And this could be family relationships, so relationships with mom, dad, siblings, but this also is friendships. And we know that all relationships really come from the experience, the belief systems that we picked up, given how we were treated in childhood by mom, dad, and siblings, and any other primary caregiver. Like my grandmother was one of my primary caregivers. So, again, two pieces: healing past relationship wounds and specifically family wounds, and then looking at your relationships now and seeing, oh, this person really, it's feeling a lot like this relationship, like with my mom or with my dad in the past, with a sibling, with fill in the blank, and it's really not healthy for me, and I either need to set a boundary, like a more firm boundary in this relationship. It could be around criticism, negativity, control, gaslighting, manipulation. You're giving more than you're receiving. because all relationships are meant to be give and receive. And some of us are really going to be called to say, you know what, it's really just time for me to fully move on and to let this relationship go. And I see that being true for about, I'm getting the number like 70% of those of you listening to this, and even those that aren't listening and that are on the planet. Um, it's a big clearing of the slate, because so many of us have done this deeper work of being more authentic and practicing deeper self-acceptance and love. And part of that is, being that divine parent and putting up those boundaries and saying what is or is not healthy for you, what is or is not loving for you, honoring, respecting, again, fill in the blank, all of those words that equal supportive relationships. And again, getting the lesson from some of these relationships and overcoming challenges, which is what our soul agreements, a lot of our soul agreements are about. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that is what May is about. If you would like some extra support, I'm going to be doing a free workshop, live workshop on May 20th at 5 p.m. Pacific. And I will be putting the link out to that for those that are in my email list. So if you are not currently in my community on my email community, you can sign up for that below this video, and the Evolve Starter Kit, and you'll have access to that on May 20th. It'll be live. I'm going to be helping you support you to heal your mother-father wounds, which is, what all of our other relationships are essentially created from. Given how we were treated, what we believe we deserve because of how we were treated. So yeah, that'll be coming up. And you can also listen to my podcast on healing mother-father wounds. I'll put the link for that below as well. And I'm also just hearing, like, really being honest with yourself, compassion and curiosity, not beating up on yourself for anything you've stayed in for quote unquote too long. I do believe we stay as long as we need to. And for many of you, you're going to have that deeper awareness and courage this month to do that, to look deeper and then to move on, and or set boundaries. And many of you have been setting boundaries, I'm hearing, but you're not keeping them, meaning you continue to allow people, even though you set the boundary, you express it, you continue to allow people to treat you in a way that's not honoring and loving and supportive, and you've been settling for less. And, I get it. I learned growing up, given the relationship I saw my mom and dad have, so not just how they treated me, but the relationship I saw with each other. My mom stayed for a very long time. She stayed for like 16 years in a very abusive relationship, abusive to her and abusive to me. And so I get it. Like, I have that belief, right? You stay and you make it work, as long as you can. And also the belief, like, I can't have both stability and passion type of thing. And, I've worked really deeply on that. So now I do have that relationship that is all-encompassing, supportive, passionate, fun. Yes, we still have some things we have to go through sometimes because all relationships are about growth, but so different than the abusive relationships I've had in my teens, early 20s, even into my 30s to some degree. So yeah. All right. Is there anything else to share? They're just saying, and when I say they, my guides, my higher levels are just saying that you have the tools, you have the courage, and don't forget to get support. You're not meant to do this alone. They're here to support you, all of your divine team, seen and unseen, those on the planet and those not on the planet. Because many of you, I'm hearing the other thing with relationships is, again, many of you, because of your past relationship wounds, you have isolated and you're only letting people in to a certain degree. And again, we understand that. I've been there too, even recently. And so again, that's a calling to heal those past relationship wounds. so that you can open your heart and let in new people that are supportive and loving and honoring of your divine, authentic self, the soul that you came here to be, and are here to lift you up, right? These relationships that we are desiring to come in, we can't have them if we keep holding on to the old shit. And yeah, it's time. Like you do deserve, no matter how you were treated growing up or in the past, you do deserve loving, supportive, uplifting, cup filling relationships now. And we need it. We need these relationships if we are here to fully live our soul's purpose. All right, that feels complete. So, loving you guys, sending you lots of courage, blessings, hope. I've been there. I know how tough it can be. I'm mostly on the other side, even though I'm still going through layers of my own deeper healing always, always, always. And but as we do this, it allows in more love and joy and peace. And that is my biggest wish for all of you. Um, to be the soul, the light that you're here to be, as well as receiving and feeling that love, joy, and peace. Right. Love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be nurturing. Bye.